With almost 20 years of music-making experience behind her, Deborah Harry is back in the limelight with the release of a new single, I Can See Clearly, and a new album, Debravation, due out next Monday. As famous for her shock of peroxide hair as for her music, when she first started out with Blondie, Ms. Harry now has a quieter coiffure and a solo album to be proud of. I'm in the bumbles if you wanna cross the hall. Deborah Harry first came to attention in the late 70s, when together with guitarist Christine, she formed the group Blondie. Based in New York, they started by playing the club circuit, alongside bands like the Ramones, Television and Talking Heads.
They were always taking pictures of me, and there was always pictures of me everywhere. Pictures, pictures, pictures. The reviews weren't very good, but the shows were fun, and the shows were interesting, and we were really part of that whole scene. I think it was a sort of a joke, actually, that the pictures were out there, and the pictures were selling magazines and stuff like that. I sold a lot of magazines and a lot of newspapers, but I never sold any records.
It was only a question of time, however, before Blondie became international artists, and Deborah Harry became the face of 80s popular music. She was even called the New Monroe.
As far as my image is concerned, or what I really translated the film stars into the pop world, into the music world, and that's really what I did that was unique. Of course, I was not really used to the, the public, being in public that much, sort of being analyzed, and it was sort of painful at times and shocking. Of course, it has to do with my thin-skinned personality.
Despite a string of hits, the album Parallel Lines spending 2 years on the UK album charts and a huge fan base, Blondie split up in 1982.
We had some bad management after Chris and I were managing the band in the early days. We had some rough spots that we went through, and it caused a great deal of disenchantment. Coupled with the bad management, the fact that I had such a strong persona and image, people were always like focusing on me, and everybody sort of felt like uneasy about it. And I think that if I had had a better manager who was like made everybody feel more secure instead of making them feel more insecure, I think we would have had an easier time of staying together. But as it was, we stayed together for almost 7 years, so that's pretty good.
It was also around the time of the band's split that Deborah Harry's partner and Blondie guitarist Christine fell ill with a rare wasting disease. She nursed him back to health, turned to acting, and after a 4-year break, returned to music.
Because I sort of stopped for a while and I just disappeared, and then, then all of a sudden I came back, and all of a sudden I was like, elevated to this other position, And I think if I had kept on working and been available all that time, people would have said, they were sick of me.
And what of the future? I Can See Clearly is a new single to be followed by a new album, Debravation. But does she intend to sing forever?
I'm still making records. Can't hear anything, but